Good day, lords and ladies, and welcome back to Age of Fear, the Undead King. I'm Cornish-Knight, and this is the next episode in the campaign. Sorry about that. I'm using different recording software, so I can't actually pause this if anything happens. It's annoying as anything. Let's get on with it, shall we? Right, I've been informed by my my very helpful viewers that all these guys are basically free, which is absolutely fantastic for me. I don't have any money though, which is a slight problem. But I can evolve them, which is always useful. Give them more experience gain, poison immunity, because as we've both seen, well, as we've all seen, I should say, poison in this game is very nasty. I can increase him to a fire archer, that's probably a good idea. Give him the boost to that. Give him an attack boost as well. Defense boost. Evolve him. I'll get around to naming them eventually. At the moment they're a bit disposable. Not being nasty, but don't want to have him. We'll put him at the Royal Guard. Actually, we'll get his basic levels up first, then we'll upgrade him to a Royal Guard. Same with you. This is costing me a pretty penny. For all those interested, the reason that I can't sell or buy items on this particular map isn't because I kill after a battle or anything. It's literally a bug. That's all it is. The developers have said they've got a bug, they're not happy with it, but there's nothing they can do about it. We can make him more brave. No, I'm going to hold off. I'm going to hold off and get him enough experience to upgrade some of his stuff. Onwards to victory then.
After 2 more days' ride, Edward took in the sights of Spring Apple. It was a small village, mainly consisting of a few huts and many fields. The village primarily grew crops and sold them to traveling merchants. There was nothing of interest in this town for nobles, but the usually peaceful and calm settlement was currently serving as a war camp. Knights, soldiers, wagons, and war horses were everywhere. The view was truly impressive, but Edward was primarily interested in where the High Command was located. He was anxious to report to the king. Before very long, he was spotted by Tybalt. The king's chamberlain always seemed to know where he was and what was going on. "Sir Edward, I am heartily glad to see you. We have been expecting you for days and feared you might be dead. Again." "Sir Tybalt, I am beginning to wonder how committed to your main duties you are, since you always seem to find me immediately." Tybalt seemed unaffected by the comment and continued. But knowing such things is one of my duties. Anyway, King William has been asking for you personally. We have heard of your efforts at Fay Castle." "Indeed, my lord. There have been a few more incidents I think we should speak of as well." "That will have to wait until later, lad. If we hurry back, we will not be last to arrive at the War Council. Come, follow me."
This is the thing I can't understand. It's like, here you have Sir Edward criticising. He's basically criticising the man's devotion to the king, to his role as serving the king's chamberlain. And you've got to remember that chamberlains were normally nobles themselves, so it's quite a serious accusation, even in jest, he's making. It's a bit stupid of him.
The room was crowded with nobility. Edward didn't have much time to observe who was in attendance. Edward noticed that aside from the kingdom's knights, there were armored men in white capes with black crosses. As he was looking at them in confusion, Tybalt whispered in his ear, "Those men are the Holy Church's knights. Moments later, King William began the council. Welcome to Spring Apple, gentlemen. I have to say this is my favorite province. The mayor has been kind enough to let us set up camp near the village. A few knights laughed quietly as the king continued. As you know, the Holy Church and Magicians Guild are joining our cause. We are still waiting for all Templar knights to arrive, but we are already hosting more than 100 paladins. The king gave a brief pause for the people present to think about what they heard. Master Hadrian from the Temple Order will explain the reasons why the Holy Church decided on such action. Master Hadrian was a tall knight dressed in officer's regalia. His voice was deep and thunderous, and everyone became a little more subdued as he rose to speak. Thank you, my king. Knights, you have defeated the greenskin threat. The war has been won, and the orcs and goblins are retreating to their hills. However, there is now a greater danger at the gate. The Holy Church has investigated the recent appearances of undead. These are more than just random occurrences. We have mercilessly dealt with such cults before, and we know how to snuff out their foul magic. This recent activity has been more focused. Someone or something dark is gathering an undead army under the cover of the greenskin invasion. Whole settlements have gone missing, unnoticed since the start of the war. The Holy Church's scholars have researched this power, and it seems to be located in the old dwarven fortress of Silverhall. We do not know what evil power is lurking there. Thus, we asked King William for assistance. There was a moment of silence before King William broke it. Knights, your duty to me is fulfilled. You repelled the greenskins and defended our kingdom, and all our people are grateful for that. However, what Master Hadrian is saying is true. I know that not all of you agree with the Holy Church's methods, but what they are doing is necessary for humanity to survive in these dark times. I do not ask this as your ruler. If you join our crusade, the crown will provide supplies, but be warned, you may be risking your souls. Some of you saw the horrible necromantic creatures. There is no point hiding that it is a terrible power. I am, therefore, asking you as a fellow knight, will you join me in our crusade against evil? The king's words were powerful. Edward leapt to his feet, but his voice was drowned in the chorus of knights pledging their swords to the crusade against the undead menace.
The problem, like for example, like with the Holy Church's method, when he mentions it, if you remember back to the hedge knight that we fought in an earlier episode, who became a dark knight later on. Basically, one of the reasons he sort of turned was because the Holy Church had basically like burnt a lot of his land and stuff because for the accusation of dark magic. This is the thing. The problem is that in this kind of like setting, it's really easy for someone to denounce you as like a bad guy and for you to be punished just because the church thinks you're a bad guy, or it could be the church thinks we want your land, because that used to happen as well. So it's not always a fantastic situation. Sorry about this. This is the problem. There's no pause button on this, so it's a bit hard.
Master Hadrian led the army through the plains. He marched the troops quickly over the steppe and crossed the old river to enter the frozen lands. There the weather soon changed for the worse, with the bracing autumn winds now carrying an icy chill that seeped deep into the bones. The troops hadn't prepared for this sort of expedition, and the healers were busy tending cases of frostbite on the hands and feet of the men. Nevertheless, King William insisted the troops press forward, further into the frozen lands. The troops kept their doubts and worries to themselves. At last, the army reached a long, icy canyon, and Master Hadrian had the troops gather for a speech. This is as far as the Holy Church's scouts went. No one who has entered this canyon came out alive, Our priests tell us they can sense the evil presence of the undead guarding this pass. When we enter, we should expect to be attacked. With our numbers, our skill, and our righteousness, we believe we will be victorious. King William and I have discussed it and agreed that we will enter the canyon and defeat this vile presence. King William stood and spoke next. Soldiers, there is no other road to Silverhall. We must pass through this canyon of roughly a dozen bowshots long, enough for our cavalry to gain speed for a charge. These tactics will deny the undead the advantage of their numbers and keep our casualties to a minimum. The first wave will be led by Master Hadrian and his Templar Knights. After the speech, the knights began gearing up for their assault, as did Sir Edward. Tybalt interrupted his preparations with a summons to the king's tent.
This is never going to go well.
The king did not look well. He appeared to have aged 10 years since Edward had seen him at the hunting party near Redcastle. After a brief silence, King William spoke. Sir Edward, I am very grateful for your service. We were worried that you might not arrive in time to join us. Thank you, my lord. I had several battles of my own on my way here, but I am grateful to be here to serve. So I hear. That alone is enough for the bards to sing of, but we do not have time for song and celebration just yet. I have a special request of you. But of course, my lord. You will not join the charge tomorrow. I know you will be disappointed not to be part of the attack, but hear what I have in mind for you. Command me, my king. There are a few groups that have been following us, lurking behind us, and slipping away to avoid facing our full force. Master Hadrian and I believe they plan on attacking us from behind, while we engage with the canyon guards in front of us. My king, it is a risky tactic to attack with enemies behind our backs. You are right, my young knight. Nevertheless, we cannot afford delay. The Holy Church believes the powerful mastermind controlling the undead has almost finished summoning his army. There are thousands of these creatures now either within or marching to Silverhall. I understand. Our magicians believe there is a sort of beacon in those ruins that is calling all the dark creatures on the continent. If they are allowed to gather, their numbers will be so huge that we will have no hope of defeating them. I see, my lord. Then what would you have of me? You will guard our backs. You have proven to be brave and loyal as well as a skilled tactician. Tybalt and I believe you are capable of stopping those creatures from charging us from behind. I shall do my best, sire. Good. There are a few groups of soldiers without captains. You may enlist them to help your troops.
We got 1,250 gold. Right. So first things first, items. So we can actually buy and sell stuff now. Excellent. So we can sell that. Sell that. So we have that protective seal, that looks nice. Meteoric armor. What does Armor of Life do? When wearing Armor of Life, the unit receives plus 1 HP. Nah. What I do want to him do, I do want to buy him a health potion. Not so much attack, but I do like this, it gives him a bit more defense. Okay, that's okay. We're going to go to him and give him a life potion. Because I really can't afford these guys to keel over dead anymore. Same for you, Sonny Jim. And the wizard. else do I really need to give it to? Probably my elite archers. Just give everybody healing potions. He might need it. Who have we got here? Terence, Victor, Humphrey. Right, this is the question. Do I want to switch out one of my flame archers for another priest? We're getting 14 into battle, but we're fighting undead, that's the problem. Do I want to switch him out for another high priest? I mean, the fire archers are nice. But if we're going up against undead, which is we can use exorcism, which is a really nice ability against the undead. I do need to rename this bloke, so I'd probably rename him after this video. Get everyone, I'm just going to give everyone healing potions. I know it costs quite a bit of money to do it, but I'd rather have a fallback plan. Right. Because it doesn't mean, it means I don't have to rely so much on my healers. Right, is there anybody else that we want to hire at this point in time? Another knight may be good. Start getting him leveled up. Another mage, that might be really useful. So we'll grab another mage. And evolve him. We've got 200 HP. Do that so he gets XP quicker. I don't think there's anything else he can do. Okay. So we're just going to quickly jump to the menu, save the game. And then we go continue. Yeah, there we go.
The battle began with a small but exceedingly skilled and brave group of Templar knights entering the canyon alone. Their role was to bait the undead out of their hiding places. The plan worked very well. The undead began appearing beside and behind the small band of knights immediately. The small group effectively defended themselves, but it was obvious that they'd soon be overrun by the swarm of the unholy creatures. But help was on its way. Dozens more Templar knights gained speed as they charged down the canyon in pursuit of the first group. Paladins rushed rows of swarming skeletons. However, this group of skeletons was immediately replaced by another wave, then another. The vicious battle started. Sir Edward didn't see the battle begin, as he was negotiating with mercenaries to join his troops. Suddenly, a messenger arrived shouting,
"Sir, we've spotted a group of undead coming from behind. They're moving towards our lines."
"Then please go and tell the men to be ready for our first guests."
Ooh, we've got an environmental hazard, that's not good. Pikeman, Sir Edward, you've been sent to reinforce you. Plague zombie brains, frost brains, R. Oh my god, I didn't sign up for this. Which part, soldier? Mostly undead, sir. Is that a problem? None whatsoever, sir. My spear may need sharpening after this. We'll sort out your spear later, soldier. Line formation, we cannot let them pass. One moment, folks. Anyway, sorry about that. Freezing conditions. The extreme cold makes fire-based attacks less effective. All fire-based attacks are weaker, -3 attack. This level specific attribute is removed after the battle. One moment. Sorry, I have no way of muting this or pausing it, so if you're hearing any background noises, I do apologise. Interestingly enough, I was told by the creators that if you hover over these things, you can tell what's in them, which is very nice. It also means that you don't have to any longer crack open stuff. It's basically a 5% chance, right? So these are plague zombies. Reanimated plague zombies, their horrible disfigured zombies are animated by necrotic magic and make it their lives unlives go of spreading a toxic plague that killed them. Acid blast unbreakable, close range. Okay, so those guys are going to be a pain. That's a lot of undead. We've got banshees, an evil female spirit that usually seen as an omen of death and a messenger from the underworld. Banshees must rely on their magic attribute to maintain corporeal form, so they're basically going to curse us. None of their stuff will do direct damage, but they'll have lots of debuffing spells. They've got a necromancer and a skeleton mage. Okay, that's going to be a pain. We've got to get through to get him. And they've got a whole load of ghouls and a leech. The leech is the ultimate form of necromancer, can help to achieve practically immortal. The self-serving leech exists only for his horrible experiments. He can inflict terrible damage on his foes. Okay. This is going to be nice. Well, let's put him up here. We'll go with my normal formation, which will have make a shield wall to start with. Thinking like that, what we'll do is we'll have the Royal Guard in the middle, meaning the making the same shield wall. We'll have the Battle Masters on the edges to flank about. My cavalry will go on this side, so we can attempt to smash through this group quickly and try and kill off the mages. I can't place these guys, which is a pain. I have my archers in the back. I'll have my healers here as well. These guys will be useful. These guys will be useful because of their exorcism ability. Spell channel divine energy into the undead or demon, damaging it for 2.2 d2 HP. If the unit is killed, it will be completely destroyed. Basically, it's a touch spell, which is nasty, but if we can get the undead, they stay dead, which is massively useful for us. So what my plan is to basically hack them up with my other troops, and then use the exorcism ability on them. I don't think it's actually a spell. Oh, it is 2 HP, that's going to be a pain. I just have to see. I'll anchor my flank using these pikemen. The problem is this fight takes a long time, so if I start it now, I do not believe we will have time to finish it before the episode ends. I think it takes a good 20 minutes or so. This is going to be like a full episode's worth of fighting. So what I might do is, unfortunately folks, I might end the video here. It's going to be a slightly shorter video than average, just because the next episode that's going to come up is literally just going to be all of this fight. So, overview of the strategy that I'm probably going to use. I'm probably going to try and... Where's the smallest choke point? It's all the way down there, is it? Okay. I'll probably try and advance in a solid block. I'll try and clear out these plague zombies, which are obviously being used to distract us. How many zombies did he have in this flank? Because what I need to do is I need to smash through this formation. I need to smash through and get at the necromancer. Can he raise undead? No, he's just got life drain and magical missile, which is a pain. The round remains of magician results in a skeleton mage. These mindless skeletons have managed to retain the fractions of the living cells, magical power, and foul necromancy, commanding them to cast dark spells. He's got regular projectile resistance, and he's got magical missile, which is nasty. So really, we need to kill off that necromancer because he's the one that's going to be popping people back up. And then we've got, because the problem is if this guy gets into combat, we're going to have great problems. Yeah, he's going to be boosting himself every time we kill something off, which is going to be a pain. So my basic plan of attack is to maybe slowly advance, hold this flank with these guys, slowly advance. When we weaken a zombie enough, especially like the more elite troops like these guys, is to then jump out, hit them with my priest, and use the... Oh, he's got a slightly less magical MP. He's got this... Yeah, so hit them with my priest with the exorcism ability and hopefully put them down for good, especially their more elite troops. The banshees are going to be a pain. To be honest, the ones that I'm like worried about the most are those skeleton warriors, so they're upgraded skeletons, okay, are probably these guys because the abominations are horrific. The zombies themselves are just going to be basically massive damage sponges. The plague zombies, on the other hand, are going to be nasty. So if we can soften them up a bit somehow, it would be useful. Probably hitting them with fireball magic, or clearing them with a charge from our knights. But I want to go into this group. I want to smack through this group and kill that necromancer if I can. The mage's a pain. We got all these ghouls. Twisted mutated bodies of ghouls are the result of long-term exposure of their undead flesh to foul dark magic. Ghouls will devour anything living or dead and known to carry diseases. Okay, that's great. What's that? Disease. Unit suffers melee attack. A melee attack or strike by opponent will affect him with a disease. -1 attack, -1 defense for 1d4 plus 6 turns. Ooh, that's nasty. So we got +1 HP as well for being undead resilient. So these guys are going to be horrific to fight. Don't know how far they can move though. Speed is 7. So they're going to be catching up on this host rather quickly because I think my speed is... they won't outpace me, but it's not going to be much in it. So yeah, we'll save here for now, folks, and the next episode, I know it's a bit disappointing, but the next episode will be us literally doing this massive battle, and trust me, this is going to be a massive battle, and knowing my luck, there'll be like a second wave straight afterwards, so we're going to end, save the battle, we'll call it battle, we'll go quickly jump back to the main menu. I've been Cornish-Knight. If you have liked, please press the like button. If you wish to subscribe, please press the subscription button. You can follow me on Twitter or Steam or on the comment section. I am always happy to comment on this game. It's a great game, and I shall see you all next time. Goodbye.